Hot Rod. Today I'm going to be going over some of the parts that's left in SAM. No backing leaks, so that leaves valves or fuel. I think it's the valves. So we're going to delve into that. I had to go down to the public library, took my library card, official photo, and they've put every Chilton manual, or every manual known to mankind, in their database, so you can even access it from your house, but you have to have a library card. So there's some benefit to going to your public library. Anyway, I got the information that I needed, so if you stick around, stay tuned. I'll show you what I'm doing. Maybe it'll help. I don't know. First time, so let's see what happens, people. Today's show is going to be somewhat technical. I think a little explanation is in order. Some of you do believe that the valve adjustment is necessary, thus causing backfires. Right, here's a picture of the crankshaft and camshaft as the motor spins. Blah, blah, blah. They spin around, pistons go up and down, valves go in and out, and that's indicated by these peaks on the camshaft. And if they aren't tightened the right way on the rocker, now there's a way to test these. You take off the top, and one of you guys mentioned putting in some oil plugs so it's not spraying oil all over the place. I don't think I'm going to go that route while it's running. There's a simpler way. You take the valve cover off, you inspect the valves, and if necessary you bump the starter, bump, 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 until they move up and down, and you go in sequence on down the line, which is what I'm going to do. And for that, and these may not be the right ones, but typically for this kind of application you will need a box-in wrench and a hex wrench for tightening down, you'll see, and a filler gauge. I got this one for $5 up at Napa. There's 32 of them, dude, so they go in sequential order. They're kind of greasy and I don't want to touch them until I have to. So I'm going to take this off and go through those steps, and maybe we'll figure out something or nothing together. Let's do it, people. Valve cover is off, people. One thing I noticed for certain, like, okay, just so you know, exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake, and so on. When you're tightening these down, you want to go back here onto the rods. Let me see if I can show a better picture of a rod right there. This is what the camshaft is knocking up and down and opening and closing said valves, exhaust and intake. Anyway, while they're in the up or closed position, meaning the valve is sucked tight, it's in stroke there, and it shouldn't be that loose. In fact, the whole rocker arm's loose, and the push rod can be moved. What you want to do when they're in the closed position is tighten the bolt down until that push rod just gets frictiony, where you can't turn it anymore, because then it's set on the lowest point, and then it'll hit its high point and then push the rod up and open the valve, and ta-da! So you go down the line doing that, and I'm going to be bumping it and thumping it. Some of these are seriously loose. Not a good sign. That could be a good reason of why I'm having backfire problems. So I'm going to go through these, bump them, watch them cycle, like little antennae. And when they're up, you work on them, and then you cycle through until they go next, and this one, then that one, then this one, then that one, and so on. You follow? Alright, about to cycle through. We're going to go for the change. There was a downstroke, now it's on and up. Down. Exhaust down. One more. You can do it. Now it's on and up, and that's on and down, so now I know I can adjust this one. You go through them, and it'll tell you mine's set for a 0.0010 gap at total up to a 0.0 .025. I'm going to set it at .014. These are for hot and cold temperatures. When it gets hot, it'll expand, and then these will get sloppy. So if you do it at the .0014, whatever I said, then it'll match when it gets up to a hot running temperature. You can re-gauge it, and that's one way you can check too. You put it all back together, you run it at operating temperature, take it back off, and then cycle through it like I just showed you, and do the gauges, and they should be spot on. So go with that one. I'm gonna try it. Next, valve covers back on. One thing left to do, test it. The only other thing after this would be fuel delivery. Perhaps it's not getting enough fuel. I have another test designed for some vacuum checks. Spray it with some junk, and if it goes, then it's a vacuum leak. Tip and trick of the day. Saw it on YouTube. Anyway, guess I'm gonna start this pig. Cross your fingers. Maybe I screwed it up. Set all the gaps, crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's. I'm nervous. How about you guys? Dun dun dun. Alright, Sam. When I start you this time, I don't want there to be any popping and coughing and looking like a retard. It's time to stand up, man up. You guys went to bed, it's gonna pop. Not doing it as bad. There's one. Yeah, they're back. Well, the indication that it's popping less, that could be a right track kind of gig. Might need another adjustment. We'll see. I like the fact that I was doing it less. It hasn't ran in a while too. It's kind of got to cough and burp up some stuff, which is understandable. I know when I sleep for a long time, I cough and burp up stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, people. That's all the time I have for you today. Got some other junk to do. Stick around, stay tuned. We'll see if I get this worked out. I have a feeling I am. It's one of those feelings. So thanks, tuning in and watching Bethel Brothers Hot Rod. Peace out, babies.